Hello everyone, welcome to your Pick a Card reading with me, Crystal, at Timeless Energies Tarot. Today we're doing a pick a card for what's keeping you stuck and how to move forward. We've got card pile number 1 here has a piece of obsidian, card pile number 2 has a piece of apatite, and number 3 has a bit of fluorite on it. So just take a moment, choose whatever pile resonates with you, and we'll get right into the reading. Hello, card pile number 1. You're here because you've chosen the piece of obsidian here. And obsidian is a really good protective stone. It's a good grounding stone, but it's also a stone that's good for releasing the negative energies out of your life. So we're going to see what that might be and how you can kind of break free from that and move forward from whatever you're stuck from. What I've done here is I've got the Enchanted Map Oracle and also the Fairy Oracle. And the Fairy Oracle here is going to tell us what energy is keeping you stuck, and the Enchanted Map is going to be how you move forward from that, with the tarot giving us a little bit more information as to the whole situation. So the energy that's keeping you stuck here is the Singer of Transfiguration. And what that says to me is you're resisting change. Transfiguration is change, right? It's in the Fairy Oracle, this singer is really good for success after a long struggle. And it's a turning point in life, I feel. So there's a resistance here to moving on and change, which is keeping you stuck. Which is kind of interesting because if you would allow the change to happen, you probably wouldn't feel stuck anymore, right? But the way you get out of this mindset is the Protecting Treasure card here for the Enchanted Map. Now, I think in the sense, like, this card is kind of about protecting what's dear to you, and it's making sure that you have enough. You have your enough, right? But in this sense, I think it's asking to give up a little bit of the control you have in the situation. Otherwise, you're not going to let it grow and unfold in the way it needs to unfold. So, but we're going to get into the tarot here. And the first card you have is the Four of Pentacles in reverse. So there's definitely a sense of holding on to everything you have, especially your money. Like, you do not want to give it up, right? Which is fair. Money for some of us is quite hard to come by these days. And I think whatever change you're resisting, you're worried it's going to disrupt your financial security and stability. But you can't hold on to it forever. You know what I mean? And if you want to encourage change, you've got to let the universe, you got to let spirit like move through you. It has to lead you. You can't control it, right? And what you have here is strength. And it's in the upright, but I'm feeling a little bit more reverse energy coming from this. Like, it's kind of half and half. It's almost a little bit self-destructive here. And it's not an energy I really like coming out of that card. Like, it's just kind of I don't know if I can, I don't know if it'll work, I don't know if we should. I don't know. I don't know. So how can I try, right? Ace of Wands. Again, I'm kind of getting the same thing here. Like, this definitely feels like something new, something creative, a good spark, like a good start to a new thing. But I think you're worried it's going to also burn out at the same time, burn you out even. Like, maybe you've just got so much going on, you don't know if you can handle this one new thing because you're already maybe burning out. And maybe the treasure you're trying to protect is your free time, your sanity, your health. What else do we have there? The Tower. It's the Tower. It's going to happen. This is the change, and the Singer of Transfiguration, it's here. It needs to happen. It's going to happen whether you like it or not. It's just, there's a very stubborn energy I'm getting out of this, like very, very stubborn. Two of Swords. I get the feeling you also aren't really sure of what it's going to bring for the future, and therefore you just don't want to make a move at all. You just, no, I'm good. I like where things are at. I don't want to move forward. I don't want to do anything. And in this case, like, Two of Swords is making a difficult choice, but what I'm getting here is you've put your blindfold on and you're refusing to make a choice whatsoever. You're refusing to make any step forward, which, again, is just going to make it a lot harder on you in the long run. Ace of Cups. This could be something that would be very good for you, whether it's a relationship. For some of you, it's definitely a relationship. It's kind of exactly what I got from that. And I think some of you are worrying if you actually have the courage to even move forward with it, even take the first steps into it, even though you want it. Ace of Wands. The Moon. There's just too much uncertainty for you to actually make a move right now, which is really just hurting you in the long run. Like, there's a lot you don't know, but I mean, if you never move forward, you're going to continue to not know. You're never going to know how it's going to work out if you never make the first move, right? And when it comes to the Moon, not only is there a lot of illusion here, but there's also just the opportunity to follow what your gut is telling you to do. Whichever direction it is you need to move in, you need to follow your intuition. And I doubt your intuition is saying, do nothing. I feel like you're being pulled in one direction, but there's just a little bit of too much fear here to actually make the move. I definitely want more cards on this. When it comes to resisting change, the only people that we make it really hard on is ourselves. Yikes. Okay. Oh, man. There's so much stuff reversed here. You don't want to go. You don't want to make the first move because maybe it seems scary. I mean, I know on the upright, she's right at the edge of a cliff and she's about to fall off. You don't want to make that fall. And I get it. Falling's scary, right? Especially when it comes to love. It's too easy to let yourself be stuck in the past. It's too easy to say, no, I'm comfortable here. No, I'm good, thank you. But you're closing yourself off from everything, not just whatever the situation is, whoever this person is. I feel like you're closing off from yourself too. You're not allowing yourself to do something you want specifically because you're scared of how it's going to end up. And when you do that, what do? You're keeping yourself stuck. That's your message here. The thing that's keeping you stuck is you. It's not necessarily an energy. It's just the fact that you don't want this change. You don't want to take the first steps into facilitating this change because, man, that outcome is scary, right? Like, but you don't even know what the outcome is. Possibly the outcome is something very beautiful. But I feel like a Queen of Swords to me is usually a person who is very honest, very blunt, this is how it is, this is how it's going to be, because that's just how it is, right? I get the feeling with this, you're lying to yourself. And with this cup here behind the cage, you're denying your emotions about this situation more than ever. I don't like this energy for you. I want an outcome for this. If you take the steps to unstick yourself, you allow this change to happen. And you allow this change to happen gracefully, because what you need to understand here is the Tower is here. It's going to happen whether you want it or not. That's just how it is. So you can either make it really, really hard or really, really nice. But I would like to see the outcome here if you allow this change to come forth organically and not fight it. Yeah, this is, I think you're going to come out of whatever it is you're fearing. And with the Four of Pentacles in reverse here, this is definitely in regards to some money for some of you, especially with the Five of Pentacles here. I know you're kind of worried that you're going to not be able to maybe afford whatever this is, which is completely valid. I totally understand. But I think you also need to realize that the universe provides when we need it, right? I mean, not only is this an Ace of Wands, it's an Ace of Cups. This is something that's going to be good for you, and it's new. So I think worrying too much about your finances is going to put you in that constant state of worry. And what we think about, we bring about. And we don't want to bring about the Five of Pentacles, right? King of Swords here, this is taking the decisive action. This is finally acknowledging what direction you need to move forward in. This is making the concrete plan. This is maybe even consulting someone who might have a little bit more of experience in this area than you, someone who can guide you into this, which is really nice. But ultimately, the Star is here. So whatever you've been hoping for, whatever you've been wishing for, it's right there. It's still attached. It's still attached to you. So even if you don't allow this change to come forth, you're still always, I feel, going to be thinking and wishing and hoping like, man, I kind of wish I'd actually done that. I kind of wish I'd really let myself move forward in this. But there's people around that are going to help you. And Three of Pentacles, you're not going to be as hard up for money as you think you are. This might even be a new job for some of you. It may pay the same starting out, but I get the feeling that it's going to grow as you move on if this is a new job. Speaking of, Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. I don't know how much clearer that can get. It might feel like it's not starting out so great, but it will grow. So even if you don't immediately get the result that you want, the result that you're hoping for, that doesn't mean you've made the wrong choice. And most of all, making no choice at all, it's still a choice, but if you never decide to act, how do you know that's the right action? You know? This to me is definitely a you keeping yourself stuck energy, you worrying, oh my God, is this going to work out? What's going to happen? I have no idea. Ace of Cups is here, though. I do think you want it. I just feel like your worries and your anxieties are holding you back. Especially with how many cards here we've got in the reverse. With the Queen of Swords and the Page of Cups, both in the reverse here, it feels like not only are you ignoring how you feel about this, you're kind of ignoring the logical, rational move forward. Even if you know in your heart, know in your head even that this is something that would be a really good next step for you. I get the feeling you're just letting fear control you too much, which is something you need to let go of. Absolutely protect what is important to you, but don't feel like you have to hold on to it so tight that you just never, ever let it go. There's definitely a need to follow your intuition here as well. You gotta make the choice. And like I said, it's the Tower. It's happening whether you want it to or not. And for some of you, it's the realization that's going to happen that this is the change that needs to occur before you can actually move forward in your life. Okay. So that's what I have for you, card pile number 1. I hope this helped. If it did, please drop a like down below. It lets me know that I've tapped into your energy, which is super important as a tarot reader. If you'd like to see more, I upload videos Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, so if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell as well if you'd like to be notified of those new videos. And I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Hello, card pile number 2, and welcome to your reading. You're here because you've chosen the Appetite Stone. So just a quick look here, and Appetite is really good for achieving goals, but it's also really good for clearing out some negative emotions, such as like excessive anger, maybe some apathy, whatever grief maybe you're stuck in or going through. It's also really good for motivation. But we're going to get into the cards and see what this is. Now, what I've done here is I've got the Fairy Oracle and the Enchanted Map Oracle. The Fairy Oracle here is going to give you an idea of what it is that's keeping you stuck, and the Enchanted Map is going to help you see a way forward. So what we're going to do is we're going to get right into the Fairy Oracle here, and we have the Singers of the Chalice. And what this says to me is that you've really blocked yourself off from a lot of things. The Singer of the Chalice is it's all the good feelings in one, and being open to these things. So like trust, hope, healing, patience, unconditional love, there's all of that sort of thing. It's being open to it and letting it flow through you. What's keeping you stuck is I feel you've closed yourself off and there's so little trust within you, maybe for other people, maybe with the process, maybe whatever it is, that you want to make sure all of the responsibility falls on you. You're in control, so you decide what happens. And I'm getting a real burnt out energy coming from this. What we have moving forward, slow and steady. And the first thing I notice here too is both of these were card number 12 in their deck. 12 in the tarot is the Hanged Man. So there's definitely a stuck energy here, but it feels a little bit more like you need a new perspective on things. And not only is that going to help move forward, but if you're feeling burnt out, some of you need to take a moment and take care of yourselves. You need to take a rest. And you just need to slow down and just savor life a little bit. Maybe it might help to meditate, take a nice hot bath, just whatever it is that's going to, whatever facilitates self-care for you. Do that is what I'm getting from this. You definitely, some of you I'm getting are workaholics. Some of you just have too much responsibility laid on you right now. Some of it you've taken on just because you don't trust anyone to get it done right. But for some of you, there is like, you've just got too much going on and maybe you need to delegate a little bit. But what we have here in the tarot is Two of Wands. The feeling I get from this is some of you do really want a vacation, but some of you are also just putting so much work into planning for the future that I don't think you see what's in front of you anymore. Let's see what else here. The High Priest. For some of you, this is school. You've definitely got a lot going on. I know school is back in session. Maybe you've got some exams coming up. Some of you, this is just a commitment that has I'm kidding. It's overstayed its welcome. It's what I'm getting. Whether that be a job or a marriage or just a long-term relationship, something, even a friendship I get. But there's something in your life that I'm getting has overstayed its welcome. And for some of you, I feel like this is breaking traditions, breaking mindsets. I feel like for some of you, that's going to need to be what holds you back. So examine what values you actually have in life and how they're serving you in life. If it's something like you're very traditional and you want a traditional household and your spouse is a stay-at-home parent or just stay at home because you're the main breadwinner, maybe that's not working anymore. Maybe they do need to go out and help contribute to everything. Maybe you're working so much and it's weighing on you so hard that you can't do that anymore. And I feel like if you would allow that mindset to break free and move forward, I think you would find that there's a lot less weighing down on you than you might expect. Yeah, King of Swords. There's a very much a controlling energy here. A little cold, a little bit calculating, and not necessarily in a bad way either, because like I said, some of you were definitely planning for your future, and I feel like when it comes to that, you have to take the emotion out of it just to make sure that you're going to be able to support whatever it is you want to support. So for some of you, it's making a cold, solid, concrete plan. And for others, there is definitely still a very controlling nature about this card. And there's going to be a need to let go a little bit. What else do we have here? The wheel. Again, you need to let go of the reins a little bit because the universe is asking you to just kind of go with the flow for a little bit. They have a path. You're going to get what's best for you. You're going to get what you need in the moment. So for some of you also, if you do allow some of the control to slip through your fingers, I feel like this is going to bring you good luck in a sense, because it is the wheel of fortune, right? But it's also cycles. So again, what I was saying with maybe breaking a mindset, breaking a tradition, something, letting go of something, cycles are changing, cycles are ending. And that's going to help you get out of this stuck energy that I'm feeling here. What else do we have? Five of Cups. It's not necessarily going to be easy. I know how hard it is to let go of control. I am a Capricorn moon with a Virgo, I am a Capricorn sun with a Virgo moon. I like my control. I totally understand this feeling, but I feel like the more you hold on, the more you try to pick up, the more you're just going to lay on yourself until eventually you're just sick of it. And you're just like, no, I'm done. I can't do it anymore because you're so overwhelmed, right? She has her 5 cups here. 3 of them are knocked over. And to me, the way she's looking here, I think she looks fed up. I think she's the one who's knocked over her own cups. I get the feeling you're going to do the same. So I'm getting a feeling here that if you don't take a moment, take a breath, take care of yourself, I'm feeling some self-destructiveness is going to come out in this, where you're just going to be like, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not doing it ever. Just leave me the hell alone and don't ever talk to me again, kind of thing, which is not good. You don't really want to just get rid of things without thinking it through. But King of Cups. Yeah, this definitely calls on you to have some patience with yourself, to check in with your emotions, make sure you're doing what's best for you. This is also a card of calling on yourself to take care of yourself. So I think some of you need a break. What do we have here? Knight of Swords. Some of you are just so focused on going forward that that's all you see. That's all you know. You see where you're going, and that's all you're focused on. You're not really focused on the journey. You're focused on the destination. And I think some of you need to reel that picture back in. You're focusing too much on the bigger picture, and you're not focusing enough on the day-to-day, I feel. You need to take it a little slower. You need to take it one day at a time rather than try and rush through 1 week at a time and say, okay, a little bit closer, a little bit closer, a little bit closer. We're getting there. Calm down. Take a breath. Everything's going to work out the way it needs to. Here we have 10 of Pentacles. Like, this is it. This is your awesome ending here. This is what you're working for. And it's beautiful, right? It's great. I think if you just take a step back, I don't think, if you're worried about money, I wouldn't worry about it so much. I think you're in a better position than you think you are. The Fool, yeah. You gotta take the first steps into, I want to say, a new you almost. Not necessarily a new you, but I feel like the you that realizes what's most important to you. Whether, like, maybe you're working so much you don't really spend time with your family. Maybe you're, that feels like the overarching theme here. There's something you need to let go of and move on from, I'm feeling. And there's definitely a need to take a vacation. Just get out there and leave whatever's stressing you out behind. I do want a few more cards on this. But yeah, it mostly just feels like you want to be in so much control of things that you want things to stay as they are almost. You're worried if you let someone else help you, if you let anyone else have any input, things aren't going to work out the way that you want them to work out. Which, again, I don't think is a good energy to be in. You need to take a step back and recognize what it is you're actually doing to yourself, right? We've got Page of Swords, Seven of Swords. I think people are keeping an eye on you to make sure that you're okay. I get the feeling that you're saying, yeah, no, I'm fine, but they don't really trust that. I think people around you are noticing that you're burning out and that you need to take a break. I don't think you want to admit it. I don't think you even want to admit it to yourself. I think you want to keep believing that you can do everything you need to do. You can take care of everyone. You can provide for everyone. You can provide for yourself, and everything is going to be fine because you can do it. Queen of Pentacles to me is a little bit of an independent energy because she's got everything she needs. She's worked hard. She's made her money. She's got her fortune, but she's also a nurturing energy. She's a protective energy. I feel like you're so focused on making sure everyone else is okay, you're not making sure you're okay. And I think that's, sorry, I hit the camera. I think that's your biggest lesson here is you need to open up and let someone else take care of you for a change. You need to take a step back from everything that you're doing and also take care of yourself for a change. You just need to let go of the control, let go of some of your responsibility, because there are other people in this world who can help. Like, it's not just you. Like, we've got lots of people here. Like, we've got court cards, we've got the Fool, we've got the High Priest. I mean, there's a Knight of Swords here, there's a Page of Swords. So I just gotta say, like, why do you feel like you're the only one who has to take care of things? Because you're not. There are other people around here. And I don't even feel like I need any more cards than this. I think you need to let someone take care of you. You need to take care of you. You need to admit to yourself that maybe you've got a little bit too much going on and you can't handle everything by yourself. You need to just take a break, take a vacation if you can, even if it's just one town over. Just kind of get away and recharge, and then just start taking life at a slower pace. It's not a race because the end result is the same for all of us. Just saying. Okay? So take your time and enjoy things. But that's the message I have for you, card pile number 2. I hope this helped. If it did, please drop a like down below. It lets me know that I've tapped into your energies, which as a tarot reader is very important. If you'd like to see more, I upload videos Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays every week. So if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to be notified of those new videos, please also hit the bell. And I really hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Hello, card pile number 3. You are here because you've chosen the fluorite stone. So just a quick look here, and fluorite in this regard is really good for protection on a psychic level. And I'm also feeling since it's also a good stone for removing negative energy, I want to say that I feel like you've gotten in some sort of massive fight with someone. There's something you've cut out. But it's also a good stone for helping overcome a bit of chaos. So we're going to get into the cards, and what I've done here is I've got the Fairy Oracle and the Enchanted Map. So the Fairy Oracle is going to be what's keeping you stuck, and the Enchanted Map is how to break out of that, and then the Tarot is going to give us an overall picture of things. So what we have here, what's keeping you stuck? Card number 64, Gotcha. This card in the Fairy Oracle is essentially the Tower in the Tarot. There's something here that needs to change, and it's a big change too, but since it's kind of a keeping you stuck, it's more of a reversed energy, so it's definitely a card of stagnation, which is appropriate, I feel, for this. Stagnation is keeping you stuck, but more than that, it's just something needs to be sacrificed when you get this card. And the only meaningful sacrifices, according to this card, are ourselves, like our time, our energy, our attitude, and our beliefs. So I feel like in this one, there's going to definitely be a change of attitude. But the thing to remember here is if this isn't something that's done voluntarily, it's going to happen anyway. It is the Tower, essentially. And I feel like one of the warnings of this is that if it's not a blockage that's cleared energetically by yourself, it's going to be cleared by the universe, and maybe not necessarily in the way that you would hope it were. But the way to get out of this, card number 7, Into the Unknown, you gotta just trust. You gotta just trust that everything is gonna be okay, right? And that's usually the energy with the Tower, especially when someone's resisting it, is you just have to trust the universe that things are going to work out for the better. But I want to get into the Tarot and see what this is all about. 10 of Swords. That's not a good first card to start on, is it? This definitely feels like a betrayal to me. Something ended, but I don't feel like you want to let it go yet. We have here the Hermit. Whatever it is, it's caused you to definitely withdraw within yourself. I think you've cut yourself off from a lot. Probably cut yourself off from this person for now. Because for some of you, this is definitely a relationship that is, I'm feeling no contact, nothing, like it's just, there was a fight, it was bad, it ended, and no one has said anything. Maybe you have reached out, maybe they've reached out, but there hasn't been any reciprocation on that at all. Page of Swords. Now remember, like I'm reading from your perspective, but things could be reversed. So this could be your person. If you're not keeping an eye on them, they're keeping an eye on you. They want to see what it is you're doing, see how you're doing without them, all of that. I'm getting the message here that there either needs to be forgiveness or you've just got to let this person go. 6 of Pentacles. I think you're waiting for balance to come in the situation. I feel like you probably think you gave more than you got, and you're waiting for that to be reciprocated. You're waiting for the apology of, I'm so sorry. I wasn't a good friend. I wasn't a good significant other, whatever it is you're waiting for. I think you felt like you deserved more. 6 of Wands, you definitely want the attention of this person, but I also feel like you're kind of comparing like where you are to where they are currently, especially if you're keeping an eye on them. Like, oh yeah, they're not doing well with me at all. I won the breakup, whatever it is. And like I said, it could be reversed, but this, I'm getting a very petty energy coming out of this. The Empress. I think if you want to move on from this, you've got to realize that you're, I want to say, better than how you're acting. Like, forgiveness comes from within, and forgiveness is for ourselves. It's not for the other person. Forgiveness is releasing the negative energy and allowing yourself to be at peace. And that's kind of what I'm getting from this card. I feel like a little bit of love needs to be brought into the situation. And if you don't want anything to do with that person, that's fine, but you have to love yourself in the situation as well. And forgiving, to me, is loving yourself, because it's keeping that negative energy out of you. It's accepting what happened, realizing that it thought, and letting it out into the universe. You're just letting it go. Now, that doesn't mean you have to forget anything that happened, but you've released the negative energy, right? And that's ultimately what we want. Page of Pentacles. For some of you, I think there will be a message coming through. It might be a, hey, can we talk? Can we go grab a cup of coffee and go over what happened? But I don't fully know that all of you are going to want this to work out. 8 of Cups, yeah. I think most of you are just going to maybe not even respond. With the 8 of Cups, a lot of you, I feel, are just going to leave this in the past, whatever it is. I get the feeling you don't want anything to do with it anymore. Yeah, Queen of Swords, there's a cutting off energy here. There's just like a no, I'm done with this. I don't like what happened. And there's a sense of really giving them a piece of your mind too. Like, this is what you did to me. This is what you said. And this is how I felt. And this is why I don't want you in my life anymore. I feel like if this person reaches out and says, hey, can we talk? That's kind of going to be your answer. It's just like, why? Why? You hurt me, and I don't think I can ever forgive you, nor do I need to. So I want a few more on this. I don't think I need a lot more. I think a lot of you know exactly what this situation is, and you can pinpoint the person I'm talking about, whoever it is. King of Cups. I feel like they've definitely hurt you emotionally. Some of you may forgive them, but there's definitely going to be, I'll forgive you, but I'm not going to forget what you did. And I think for some of you with the Queen of Swords here, you're never really going to fully trust this person again. If you do forgive them, if you do, you will have a new beginning with this person. If they borrowed money from you, they might actually give it back to you, but we'll see. Just want a few more here. Temperance, 5 of Wands. Yeah, I think there's going to be an apology for whatever it is you are fighting over. I think there's going to be a moment of, look, I really kind of miss you. I really would like you back in my life. And I feel like those of you who do forgive, your relationship might actually transform. Because that's what temperance is. It's alchemy, and alchemy is taking two different things, combining them, and creating something totally different. So this is right now it's not like a real fun energy. It's pretty heavy. There's definitely a lot of hurt feelings going on here. King of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, whoever this is, they're going to really have to work to earn your trust, I think. But even more so, those of you who might have been waiting, like you loan them money, I do see them paying you back, which is really good. You might need to be a little patient with it. I wouldn't say it's something that's going to happen immediately, but it is there. And we've got Page of Swords again. So I kind of feel like you're both watching each other, saying like, well, how are they doing? I kind of miss them. I want to know that they're okay, but I'm still really mad at them. So yeah, we've got Page of Swords twice here. I do think you're both watching each other, but I that also kind of solidifies the fact that one of you is going to send a message to the other. The sun at the bottom of the deck. I think however this works out, it works out for your highest good. There is happiness here. Those of you who do leave this person and just cut them off completely, dropping cards, you're going to be fine with it. You're good with it. Those of you who reconcile, you're fine with it. You're happy with how it ends out, which is really good. So that's what I have for you. Card pile number 3. I hope this helped. If it did, please drop a like down below. That lets me know I tapped into your energy, and as a tarot reader, that's very important. If you would like to see more videos, I do upload Monday, Wednesday, and Friday every week. So hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit the bell as well if you'd like to be notified of those new videos. And I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.